What's up? What's up? Let's look at another account. Now, this time we will be looking at BensonGiang. I'm really sorry if I pronounce these account names wrongly. But we're here with Benson. Let's leave it at that. Now, he wanted to have a monster review. So I'm betting that's a rune review, really. So here we have his monsters. Now well, I actually don't know where he has this from. It could have been the secret dungeon. He could also have gotten it from a light and dark scroll, of course. But this guy is actually quite versatile in his runing. As the stats claim, I think you have ruined him something with, well, at least a lot of attack percent and some crit rate. But let's look at it. Rage Blade, actually, yep. It's a good build for him as well. Probably, yeah, crit rate and attack percent again, yes. As you can see from the skills, here he can stun here. He also has a bonus to critical rate, and it stuns if he hits with a critical rate. And his passive increases his critical rate. So with the extra 30% from the from this skill, he will always crit. Unless it's, well, he was always crit actually. There's no real downside to that. So he will stun. Now the stun can be resisted, of course, so you probably need a little accuracy as well, and it's really low. So that's really the only advice I can give you for this guide. If you can upgrade any of the runes or swap them out for something with a little accuracy in him, he'll be a little better, but otherwise a fine job on this guy. Rock really needs, if he can be ruined a lot of ways as well. If you want to be able to solo Fame on Hell level or whatever, you really need violent revenge runes on him. Really, if that's not the case, you can easily go with the Fatal Blade with all attack percent, and you have done so already. So there's not really any comment for this guy either. Now, you only have one 6-star, so I'll just leave a little note about this guy. He's not worth 6-starring as your second. Just leave it at that. You have many others that benefit a whole lot more than Rourke. One of those will actually be Acasis, and again, she can also be ruined in a lot of ways. One of the ways is actually what you have done here with Swift Energy, with speed probably, yes, and then you have HP on the earth. Yeah, this is one of the, what shall we call them, standard builds for cases. You can also go with the Despair Focus for the extra stuns. You can also go for attack percent in 4 and leave some HP here, or all attack. You can also go for, well, no, I actually haven't seen him with Fatal. It's just that being a support monster, her attack power is quite high, so you can really utilize that, as none of her skills are dependent on any of her stats. So you don't need high defense or speed or anything, hit points for her. So, but the build you have here, it's perfectly viable for dungeons as giants. So there's no real reason to change her build. And in time you'll get better runes here when you can do better and better. Doing Giant's Keep is of course a preference, and if you can do Giant B6, you will be able to, well, 5 you can, but really Giant B6 you will be able to get some fairly good runes, including 6 stars, but they are of course quite rare, but they can drop from it. And you have Shimite as well. Again, a lot of various builds. Despair Focus is one of them, and you have done so. I don't know if you have ruined him for all attack with a little accuracy. Just trying to actually. I wouldn't put an accuracy rune here. I would really swap that out for an attack percent rune, and maybe swap this one out for a speed rune. That would actually make him a bit better. If and if you find he's too squishy, you can always try to swap these focus runes out with energy runes. That's perfectly fine as well. It will give him a little extra hit point, but definitely attack percent in this rune. Neil is, well, not really a monster that's that useful anymore. He was very, very important to the Giant B10 teams before the change, but now she's just, well, there's not really any end game content for her anymore. Not long ago I actually fused or evolved my Neil away to make a 6 star. So if you don't really have a important spot for her, you might want to do the same. But that's enough about Neil. Now the Wind Samurai. They have a quite good, an okay reputation, I'd say. You have the defense decrease on the first attack. You have a very crit prone skill here, as it increases quite a lot. And you have this powerful attack which increases with your attack power. So, attack speed. So he is definitely an attack monster, as it states. So high attack power and a lot of speed. So let's see. You have gone all attack power. That is perfectly okay. You could say that it's all skill dependent. If you swap this out with a speed rune, you will have a more powerful third skill. However, the other 2 attacks will hit for less, since your attack power has dropped. So it's always a balance to see which skills you want to focus on. But otherwise, I think he's fairly built as well. Well, Aman, he's very, very situational. Not in the actual combat, but before he's really, really useful. If you do not have 100% crit rate on him, I don't really like using him, as if he does not crit, he does not heal your team, and his attacks are not that powerful. So if he doesn't crit, another attack monster would have been better, since it would hit harder. So you really want to have him at 100% crit rate. That's the most important thing about him. Ruining him is really not that important in the first 100% crit rate is. That being said, ruining him with Violent is of course a really good thing, as he can attack numerous times. I think mine is also ruined with Violent, and I've seen him attack up to 4 or 5 times in a row. But that being said, Contours are changing Violent runes in the upcoming update, so they can't attack more than was it 2 or was it 3 times? Can't remember that. But they're definitely lowering the importance of Violent runes, but they're still good. They are not removing their usage entirely. So focus on getting 100% crit rate on this guy. Megan is, well, I think you already have, speed, hit point. Well, you can go hit point here as well. Accuracy is just as fine, since you really want her second skill to work, where you remove the beneficial effect. So there's nothing really to say about her. Good monster at 5 star. No real reason to move her past that, really, if you ask me. Let's see. We have the water succubus. It's an okay monster, but a standard Fatal Blade build is probably best for her. You have her Rage Blade. Yeah. Probably it would not be the build I would choose. But yeah, well, in essence, the Circus, it's yeah, I don't see her used that much. However, her leader skill can be quite important for you in arena. If you want to make a speed defense or attack team. So that is the main usage of her, actually. Now for Kali. She's a really strong attacker. Can't be used for anything else. And should have as much attack as evenly possible. And you also need to, to have the best utilization of her, you really need to 6-star it so you can get as high an attack as possible. So you can she can really one-shot many wind units if you have enough attack on her. Really big because of she can self-buff with this and also have immunity, but this is really the punchline, if you can say it like that. The main thing here is, of course, that she ignores defense. So she will hit really hard. So keep her around. Probably not the first unit I would work on, but she's definitely useful. It is the same with the Firegrim. He's really good in secret dungeons. As he has 2 AoEs, he can also be useful in Tower of Ascension if ruined with Despair. Since he also can provide damage over time effects. So again, keep him around. What do we have? Fire Ninetale. What can we say? She, well, doesn't. Yeah, well, I don't really fancy her too much. So I think I'll just skip her. She's not really important for you to work on right now. The Water Vampire, sadly, is in the same category. The Water Skydancer is actually quite okay. I haven't really encountered her much, and I don't have one. But she does have quite a lot of, at least this really good skill, and she can also remove beneficial effects. So I think she's worth 5-starring and Awakening, of course. So definitely try to work a bit on her. Jojo has a few different usages. He can of course be used as an offensive monster, and is great in dungeons due to his bombs. And you want to ruin him with attack accuracy. The accuracy is really for the bombs to land on every monster. There's nothing worse than bombs not sticking. So you want a bit of accuracy on him. You could go Fatal Focus as you had here. Under that, you can always try and swap in a Violent Rune set if you find it. But the build here is it's fine. Just need to swap this out with an Accuracy Rune. I think you only have 24%. That could be a little better. And you have the Wind Undyne as well. Again, a really cool monster that has end game potential. So this is worth 5 and 6 starring actually. It's really good in Tower of Ascension. So you would want to build her eventually. I guess she's not a main focus at the moment, but you really want to maybe do Swift Blade or a Violent Blade on her, since none of her skills again are dependent on her stats, so she can be used to deal some damage. And you want speed on 2, probably crit rate on 4, and some hit points on 6. Well, the Brownie Magician is also very good for his buff. And also he will be changed now. I can't even remember which. I think he has some defense break on. I can't remember. Yeah, this skill I think will be added to this skill, so it will have a lot more power to it. Defense break is a really great addition. So he's worth awakening, and can be used in arena defense and also offense teams with his 25% hit points increase. So I think this called Kato is a really... No, that's not it. Is it? We'll check in the end. And you have Chloe as well. And you have ruined her with speed, I see. Yeah. That's a perfectly good build for Chloe. Can be used in arena defense and also in various dungeons, and that's just a really great unit. Can also use it offensively in the arena, of course. There's Shanna as well. You want to keep around for giant runs mainly, but she can be used in arena if you get some extra hit points on her. But you of course want to 5-star some of these guys. Darien, or the Light Vagabond, is definitely 6-star material. You do have a lot of monsters. I think I have to cut these lengths of this video. So Ority, of course, also a monster you want to focus on. The same with Beretta. You don't want to focus on Ardella, really. She's food. Konomiya you want to focus on. Not really. She's food. Definitely keep around. I don't like any of the liches, so not really. She's not that great anymore. She can be used in defense, in guild battles, but she really needs to have 100% resistance and a huge amount of hit points. But yeah, she's really good for early to mid game. Don't see really any good uses for her in late game. Now the last comment I really want to add was the Wind Griffin. I don't think I actually saw Bernard up here. No, I didn't. You really want to make yourself a Bernard. He's a great overall monster, and you should definitely make one of those. So that will be the ending wording from me this time. I see I've just broken the 20-minute. I talk and talk and talk. I hope you can use my advice on this video, and this will be Valdis rambling out. Bye bye.